My scream! I jumped outside through the window. Oh, a naked patriot. And there was $100 on the table. This den was filled with money.
Hey guys, we're back with you. Are you ready to be amazed? Then meet our mystery guest.
The morning began with a scream. My scream! I walked into the kitchen and saw a huge rat on the table. I'm very afraid of them. I screamed so loud that the wine glasses in my neighbor's house must have cracked. I had a flag of our country in the corner. I had it ready for the competition. I grabbed the flag. Well, the flag has a wooden stick handle, and I chased a rat with that flag. It jumped out the window into the street. I jumped outside through the window, completely enraged, forgetting I was almost completely naked in just my underwear. One can only imagine what the naked, screaming, and flag-waving girl looked like from the outside. A neighbor shouted, "Oh, a naked patriot, double respect." I'm still embarrassed in front of my neighbor about that story. He makes fun of me from time to time. He asks me where my sister is a naked patriot and promises to give me a flag to raise my patriotic spirit. That kind of thing. I went back into the house and found that a rat had chewed on a bag of cornflakes. Ew! And there was $100 on the table. But I didn't think much of it at the time. I had a couple $100 in my wallet and I thought I dropped it on the table by accident. I put it on the shelf and went to take a shower. The next day, history repeated itself. Well, I wasn't running around naked with a flag, but the rat was on the kitchen table in the morning again. And as soon as I came in, it jumped out the window into the street again. I decided I shouldn't leave the window open at night. There was nothing on the kitchen table this time for the rat to eat. But there was $100 on the table again. I paid attention to it this time. Yesterday's 100 was still on the shelf where I put it yesterday. I live alone in the house. The money couldn't have been here. Now I knew for sure it wasn't my money. I looked at it closely and found several small holes, like a rat had bitten them. I took out the bill that had been lying on the shelf since yesterday. There were holes in it, too. It got interesting. But I didn't have time to make any conclusions at that moment. The coach called me and I had to go to the base immediately. All day I was busy up to my ears, came back late at night and just fell asleep. And you know what? The next morning, the rat was in the kitchen again. I hadn't closed the window. And there was another $100 on the table with the corner bitten off. That was the third $100. And clearly the rat had brought the money.
What do you guys think about it? Write in the comments. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel not to miss new stories about money and luck.
I was already looking forward to the next morning. I was curious. I didn't close the window. I left a piece of cheese on the table. When I woke up and went into the kitchen, I didn't see the rat. But I didn't see my cheese either. But I did see another $100 bill on the table. So, from that time on, from time to time, I found another $100 on the table, on the floor, or on the windowsill. A couple of times under the window on the street. Almost all of them were bite marks and wrinkled. The money didn't show up every day. But I never closed the window. I left food on the table regularly. There were breaks of a few days. There were times when the rat ate the food left but did not bring any money. From the beginning, I wanted to find out where she was bringing in the money from, which, by the way, I was saving in a box, not spending. But I had absolutely no time to find out. There were a lot of important things to do during that period. At some point, I realized that the rat can stop coming, and I got worried that this mystery will remain unsolved. And since I had more free time, I decided to follow the rat somehow. But I didn't know how to do it. It occurred to me that the rat probably doesn't come from far away. The place where it comes from and brings money must be nearby. And you could walk around and try to find it that way. And beforehand, try to trace when the rat will run away from me. Then in what direction at least. Well, at least that seemed like a logical step. Guys, following the rat took a month. Sometimes the rat didn't show up. Sometimes it managed to get away from me. Anyway, I eventually figured out that it was running into a rain drain on the road near my house. That's not all. I recently discovered a rat den with baby rats in my basement in an old suitcase. This den was filled with money. Apparently, the rat had been bringing money to set up his den all along. Now, I don't know what to do. On the one hand, the rat brings money, but I don't want rats breeding in my basement. Do any of you have any suggestions on how to track down the rat? Clearly, there's more money where the rat comes from. And who knows how much? That's very curious. Do you know how much it's brought me so far? Guess. Write your guesses in the comments, and I'll be recording more of the continuation of this story a little later.
Thank you. That was awesome. Friends, don't forget to rate the video and subscribe to our channel. A lot of interesting things are ahead. See you later.